Over the years, countless headlines have revealed some cartel activities, providing a glimpse into the dark world of these criminal organizations.
No, please.
But beyond the headlines are raw footage that has shone a light on the secretive and ruthless world of Mexican drug lords, taking us into the abyss where violence and intimidation reign supreme. We start with footage that shows two lucky tourists. These guys are not new tourists. They are well known on YouTube and other social media platforms for touring different cities while filming their experience. However, they must not be informed that not everywhere is tourist-friendly. This particular footage shows their journey through one of the most dangerous roads in Mexico, where cartel members patronize frequently. Their journey started well until the driver noticed that they were being tailed by another car. The other guy saw the car had been following them as well, but he didn't find that scary in any way. But the driver knew something was just not right. Finally, the car caught up with them, and the people who got out immediately made their hearts skip 20 beats at once.
Go, please.
The two could sense tension in the atmosphere, but they soon found out that the men were not after their lives.
I'm about to pass out. Logan, don't. It's okay.
The situation soon became more calm than expected, but the guy that drove the car still was finding it difficult to breathe well.
What's your name?
Philip.
Hello?
No problem.
Can you speak English a little?
A little.
Talking about luck, this driver luckily escaped a carjack at a red light. On January 3rd, 2020, this driver was having a peaceful night drive when his car was suddenly blocked by a car believed to have belonged to cartel members.
Stopping for these assholes.
He knew immediately that he would be in bigger trouble if he allowed the passengers of that car out of the car before he made a decision. He moved in a reversed manner, leaving the cartel driver confused about his next move.
It's the cartel.
Yeah.
If you thought he had already escaped, then you probably don't know that there were other vehicles of the cartel at the red light. But while this driver was having a tsunami of adrenaline surging through him, he did something pretty impressive. Now, let's take a breath of relief before we take a look at this. Ambush on police officers. On November 7th, 2019, a couple of officers on duty took a break from work and went out to eat at a taco shop. Outside of the shop was their pickup truck parked in the lot, unknown to them that some cartel members were lying in wait for them. As soon as they were done eating and set to leave, they proceeded to the parking lot. And there, they got the biggest shock of their lives. The cops took cover in the parking lot as they were not armed, waiting for the opportunity to get their guns. Soon, the cartel members ran off knowing that other cops may be on their way, and finally giving the cops the chance they have been waiting for. The whole scene soon became chaotic as the cop fired back at the cartel members, but they were already gone, leaving both officers wounded at the scene. This incident shows the dangers faced by the police officers, but that was nothing compared to this. Gunfight between the cartel members and the Mexican military. On this fateful day, a convoy from the Mexican Army's 16th Motorized Cavalry was met with fire by members of the Tropa del Inferno, a hit squad tied to the Cartel del Noreste, meaning Northeast Cartel, in Nuevo Laredo. Just like a scene out of an action movie, the cartel members believed they could overpower the soldiers, so they continued to return fire rapidly. Soon, the cartel members knew they had to change their plans, so they went back on the move while the military vehicle followed. While the end of the incident isn't in the footage, we do know that Army officials didn't report any casualties or injuries on their part, but at least 3 military vehicles were damaged in the attack. The next footage shows Cartels' kidnapping tactics. While you must have heard about a cartel kidnapping one person or the other and must have imagined the way it went in your head, this is footage showing how they move when kidnapping a person. The video shows the victim in white pants standing right by a store. The The victim is standing in the most relaxed manner, which shows that it is an area where he goes frequently, but he was too relaxed for the type of person he is suspected to be. Allegedly, the victim is a cartel member who has been his rival's target for a while. Before he could know what was going on, a convoy of vehicles arrived at the scene most dramatically. While you may not know the number of the vehicles at first glance, a closer look shows they are about 6, surrounding the area in a coordinated manner. Before the victim could know what was going on, one of his rivals got out of the car with a rifle, while many others followed, grabbing him on both sides. It is not clear what this guy did, however. Because the team that kidnapped him rode in heavy, it is believed to have been ordered by a big cartel, and not one of the local ones. Also, the number of cars that came out for a single person shows they came prepared for a gunfight in case anyone was there to help the victim. Allegedly, the victim's body was found a few days later, with a gunshot wound to his head. Next is the footage of drug smugglers caught on the Pacific Ocean. On June 18, 2019, a Coast Guard vessel patrolling off the coast of Colombia saw a suspicious semi-submersible vessel, even though they floated mostly underwater to avoid detection and capture. But as soon as this one was noticed, the guard ordered that it be stopped. We all know the sub was never going to stop, but just when the question, "What can anyone do about it?" popped up, the Coast Guard did the unexpected. That was awesome and shocking at the same time. However, what's really shocking is what the smuggler inside the sub did next. Who does that, right? Well, this guy opened up immediately after the Coast Guard knocked the hatch like a dude opening up to his homie. But do we blame him? He didn't have much of a choice, did he? While this dude didn't have a choice, we can't say the same for the 2 smugglers caught in the act. TV footage shows 2 smugglers wandering around the U.S.-Mexico border fence in Nogales, Arizona in broad daylight, and within sight of several U.S. Border Patrol agents. It appears they were in communication with their group as they moved around, but as soon as the brazen pair spotted they were being filmed, they had to change their plans. However, before they did, they made an indication that they saw the camera and that they should not be filmed. They hurried back and jumped over the fence back into Mexico, as they knew too well that their covers had been blown. On the other side, they can be seen running away as fast as their legs can carry them, with heavy loads on their backs, suspected to be drugs. While these guys escaped being caught in the web of the law caught up with the next smugglers in the craziest way. A bird that lost its wings. This big bird wasn't transporting normal passengers and their luggage, but instead transporting heavy drugs with a few cartel members. As soon as the Brazilian federal police caught wind of it, they chased down the airplane to the ends of the earth. For the cartel members, the most important thing was to make it off the ground and fly away. But for the cops, the most important was stopping the plane from achieving a takeoff, and so they shot at it. However, the shots didn't stop the plane, and it was soon going to take off, and then the police did the unimaginable. Yes, you saw what you saw. The plane was rammed by a truck which broke one of its wings, therefore preventing it from flying. All that was left was for the cartel members to surrender, and the officers to take them in and seize their drugs. The cops won that round, but they were nowhere to be found during this broad daylight robbery. On April 16, 2021, what started as a normal afternoon drive soon turned chaotic. This driver was traveling on one of Mexico's roads while carrying the sum of 450,000 rupees. At first, the whole road and the situation was very calm and normal. This tranquility lasted until a shooting started from a nearby car, suddenly sending chills down the driver's spine. For fear of what was to come, the car parked, giving room to the cartel members to rob the vehicle of its 450,000 rupees. After collecting the money, they zoomed off, leaving the victim confused and sad about his loss. This footage shows how daring the cartel members can be, but that was the tip of the iceberg. The next footage shows consequence of war against the cartel. While a bulk of the citizens do not enjoy the activities of cartel members in Mexico, not many people would stand up against them for fear of what they do to their enemies. However, the El Buen Tono newspaper in Córdoba, Veracruz, has always covered news about cartel gangs in Mexico. However, in November 2011, these gang members broke into the newspaper's office not to say hello, but to do the unthinkable. You guessed right. That is petrol being poured into the newspaper office, and of course, it was to burn it down. After the deed is done, they can be seen fleeing the scene mercilessly, without having thought about the repercussions of their action. However, some cartel members think of their repercussions like this guy who led the police on a chase on a crowded beach. This cartel member was transporting drugs on a boat when the cops sighted him from a helicopter. They gave chase and made sure he was aware of their presence. At that point, he knew he had to make a decision if he wanted to save his drugs or his life, and his decision was the latter. However, he stopped his boat in a crowded part of the beach, which made it difficult for the police to shoot at him. Knowing he won't be shot, he got out of the boat and kept running on foot. The video ended with him running, but he was reportedly caught by a sunbather and a cop. If you thought that was crazy, then you haven't seen the most dramatic interception. This footage shows a high-speed boat chase off the coast of Malaga. The Spanish civil guard had tried to intercept and stop a speedboat suspected to be carrying drugs. But after trying dangerous maneuvers to stop the suspects, the boats ended up colliding, throwing the 3 civil guards in the boat into the water. Funnily enough, the helicopter's commander allegedly demanded that the suspects help the officers back on board, but we, including the officers, know that won't work. Therefore, the agents remained in the water for a while. Eventually, the agents were picked up by the hovering helicopter, while 4 narcos were arrested and 80 bundles of drugs were seized. That was not the only time the cops were able to seize drugs and make an arrest. It happened again in an arrest made on the beach. Footage shows the moment authorities chased suspected drug cartel members through a beach packed with tourists. As most cartel members would do, they got off the boat and took off on the ground, running as fast as their legs could carry them, while the officers ordered them to stop. In the end, the 3 cartel members were detained, and 1,200 hashish, a form of cannabis, was seized. The next footage shows an unauthorized search by cartel members. A quiet night was suddenly interrupted by an unauthorized search conducted by cartel members. They demanded he pull over and also asked him for money. This is something that he won't ever think of declining, because he knows what they can do to him on the dark and lonely road. After he paid them, they requested more money to guarantee his safety, showing how much the cartel members could use their power to extort anyone. This power, however, is not limited to adults, but also extended to the young cartel members. 2 young boys can be seen in a Sinaloa cartel vehicle, holding long barrel guns without fear. The looks on their faces show how ready they are to fight the authorities if they attempt to do anything to threaten the cartel territory. That was the type of case that was common after Ovidio's arrest. It was almost as if everyone in Mexico had a gun. But while the kids were scared to flaunt their guns, cartel members flaunted their guns. The footage shows cartel members driving on the road while flaunting their guns and grenade launchers while singing loudly. It is clear that they were not afraid to face anyone or anything they encountered on the road, showing how far the cartel members were willing to go to protect their territory. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.